So today I'm going to talk about how to book a cruise and also some tips along the way. I'm going to be using Carnival. I love their website. It's super easy to use. Obviously this will work with any of the other cruise lines, but let's get started. So the way we usually do it is we look at the dates of when we can book, of when we can go. So I'm just going to choose February. You can choose from where you want to sail from, all these different ports. We would go to any of them, but let's say you only wanted to go to Miami, and you can choose where you want to sail to. Obviously, because of these criterias, some of these are blanked out. You can also choose the duration of your cruise. So let's say you want to do 6 to 9. And then here's a list of them, so you can scroll down and see all of the different possibilities. Let's say we choose this Carnival Vista one, so you can learn more about it. So here you can see where it departs from, you can see how many sea days there are, and where the cruise goes to. And you can click on these and see about the areas and learn about it that way. And some of the things that you can do. So say if you want to book it, you go here, choose staterooms, how many people are cruising with you. And then you would fill all this information out to get some discounts this way. And then you can choose what type of room that you want. Now some of the newer ships have these new options, specialty rooms, but for the most part, all of these 4 rooms are going to be part of all the cruises. So you have an interior, ocean view, balcony, and a suite. The interior isn't going to have a window. So the only issue with that is it's going to be super dark in there. We did this before. When you're in the darkness, it feels like you're in a cave, and it's very hard to get up in the morning, unless you're a morning person, which we are not. So it was extremely hard for us to get up in the morning. I would highly suggest leaving the bathroom light on, bringing a night light, something like that, to have some light in there, especially if you're just trying to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. You want some kind of light in there. It's the cheapest option, so that's good. So the next option would be an ocean view room. You would get a window with it, and this is my personal favorite. You can have an ocean view room to see out, see where you're at when you get to a port. It's cheaper. It's a little bit cheaper than the balcony room, and again, you can have light coming in the morning when you're waking up. Next would be a balcony. It's a little bit more expensive, but obviously you would come with your own balcony, which is nice to have that privacy to be able to hang out on your own balcony. The suite also comes with the balcony, and it's a little bit more room, as well as you get priority checking. You'll be able to get onto the ship faster and sooner than the rest of the guests. Obviously it's the most expensive of them all. So once you figure out which one you want to do, you click and you select it. Here you can there's different options, whether it's ocean view or deluxe ocean view. So here's the thing with this part of it. You can choose your own room, or you can have Carnival choose the room for you. It's cheaper to have them choose it for you, but I would highly recommend choosing it yourself. The reason is some of the rooms are going to have obstructed views out the window, so this doesn't really affect if you do the interior room. If you do the ocean view room and even the balcony room, you want to make sure you're getting one that's not going to have something in the way, something obstructing your view looking out. Carnival will just choose one for you. I assume the way that they do it is they let everyone else choose the rooms, and then any leftover, they'll choose the room for you. I just wouldn't like doing that. When you're planning this trip, spending all this money, you want to make sure you're getting the room that you want. Obviously it's $100 more to do this, but I think it's worth it. That's $100 per person, by the way, too. So it's actually $200 when you're traveling with 2 people. And the pricing it changes for every cruise. It's not always the same. So here's an early saver. It's the only option. I guess that's what we'll choose. So here you can choose what part of the ship you want to be on, whether it's the back, the middle, or the front. Here it'll tell you what you're closer to. You're closer to casual dining on the back, closer to the fun in the middle, and then you're closer to the spa in the front. Middle of the ship is a good option. They actually charge a little bit more per person per day for that. but I actually like to do the back of the ship, or whatever is closer to casual dining. So that way, when it's time for you to go to dinner, you're not fighting the rush trying to get up the elevators or up the stairs or down the stairs to get to dinner. Around dinner time, it's hectic. Everybody's trying to get to dinner, and it can take a long time to get and use the elevators that way. And here you can choose what deck you're going to be on. So the ocean view rooms aren't on all of the decks. And typically I like to be on the bottom of the ship anyways. The ship will rock back and forth throughout your cruise. It's going to do the least amount of rocking when you're on the bottom of the ship. So being down here, whether it's an ocean view room or an interior room, I would suggest being down lower on the ship. You're going to be further away from the pools, which are on the top decks, but you're going to be closer to things like promenades and dinner, things like that. So for here, it's saying that our only option right now, because everything else is sold out, is deck 1. So what I suggest that you do is you open another tab on your browser, come over here, and you can see all of the ships, and you'll be able to see their layouts when you click on them. So for this example, we are on the Vista. You can come over here and check out deck plans. By the way, I'll go over this. You can check out all the different things that this ship offers. But for what we're looking for is the deck plan. So here, deck 1, this is where we are at. So once you see what your room is, you can even scroll in here and see exactly where it's at, see how close it is. Here are the elevators and the stairs. You obviously probably don't want to book one of these rooms right next to it. It's going to be a lot of traffic coming through. If you choose somewhere over here, it's not going to be as much traffic coming through, so I would suggest booking somewhere over here. So this was deck 1 that we're on. I believe it's deck 4 that has, the restaurant. So here's the restaurant, which is on deck 4. So that means that it's 2 floors above where we would be at. So you would just take the stairs up 2 flights to go to dinner, and then the 2 flights down to get back to your room after dinner. So I suggest doing this because you usually get back onto the ship from a port around the same time that dinner is starting, maybe an hour before dinner starts. So when you get back from a port, go to your room, shower, get ready for dinner, usually cutting it pretty close to when dinner is supposed to start. So to not have to fight people at the elevators and the stairs to get to dinner, it's nice just to be able to walk 2 flights up the stairs and get to dinner that way. From there, you can go on to do all the shows and the events that go on throughout the rest of the night. So from here, you can choose what room you want to be at. It'll give you a description of what's included in each room here. So at this point, I would suggest calling Carnival directly to talk about the room, to make sure that there's not an obstructed view, whether you have an ocean view room or a balcony, talk about price guarantees, cancellations, all that kind of stuff. And then over here, it'll break it down into different guests, what you're paying, includes the taxes, fees, and port expenses. Here, gratuity is something that you will pay, whether you pay at the beginning of your cruise or at the end of your cruise. For me, I just suggest adding it to the beginning just to get it paid for. You don't have to worry about it the rest of the cruise. Obviously, anytime that you're unsatisfied with something, go to customer service and they'll take care of you from there. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. In the top of the description, I'm going to have a link that'll show you what to pack for a cruise. Whether it's your first time cruising or you're an experienced cruiser, there's some things on here that you may not have thought about to bring, and it's pretty simple. All these links will take you straight to Amazon for you to buy it there. So we're actually going to be taking a cruise in January, so there's going to be a lot of new content coming to this channel. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button and you'll see some new videos coming soon.